Hello everyone! Okay, we're about to start. I just need to set a few things. So this time, there should be two streams. One stream is the proper horizontal one stream is a vertical one for shorts, because apparently that's a thing. I will be streaming both right now, and can you please tell me in chat that like everything's working, sound's working, because I am a bit worried about this new setup. And if everything's okay, yeah, seems everything's fine. So I guess we'll be starting about now. This time actually, I'm like wearing this t-shirt, like has quite a cool print. Yeah, for the mainstream, I'll show it on the screen right now. This is like how it's made. And with that out of the way, yeah, let's get into it. So this is a continuation. This is not the first stream. This is a continuation of our series of playthroughs of Kerbal Space Program, and this time we're gonna be looking to continue our lovely game. So the problem with the previous stream was that because I added this new mod, which is the remote tech mod, which changes all of the antennas, and thank you for the, yeah, the shirt is amazing, I know. It's custom made, it's painted, like it's not even printed, it's like literally with paint. So anyway, the previous time, because I added the mod last second, it screwed up everything, because it screwed up the antennas, and also there was this absolutely lovely moment when I accidentally fat-fingered the spacebar and Jebediah was locked in orbit. We had to upgrade the astronaut complex, and he had to go back, just push his vehicle out of orbit. That was fun, but that kind of screwed us over, and then several attempts to fire the satellite towards the Mun were all unsuccessful, because again, we didn't have the proper antennas, and the more powerful antennas that we could use, they had a lot of drag, and so yeah, the stream ended kind of bad. So I made a poll, and I asked you guys, what do you think we should do about this? And like, pretty much the overall majority said, let's just revert back. So that's what I did. This time we're gonna be looking at pretty much the same thing, but we will, well, I have actually just started over. It's just that I flew pretty much the same missions that I did previously, except I flew them a bit more carefully, collected a bit more signs here and there. So just to rewind a little bit, the first one was the Flea Mark 1, which is like the default vehicle for pretty much every single playthrough of Kerbal Space Program ever. Then was the Flea Mark 2 with a bit more sciencey stuff going on. Then I did a few contracts which require you testing parts on the launch pad just to get a little bit more money. Then there was the Super Flea, which is like the first proper rocket that it's kind of like a sounding rocket. It just went up into the stratosphere, reached space. Then there was the, again, another contract, because I didn't get the prompt to cross the radiation field like we did previously, so I had to do another one of those contracts. And then there was the Super Flea Mark II, which is the thing that crossed the radiation belt. If you don't know what that is, we're going to be talking a lot more further down the line. And then there was the Super Flea Mark III, which flew actually like 2 or 3 times. Which was for the Science Junior. And right now, we have to start pretty much before we screwed up. We have to build our first rocket that's gonna actually get into a stable orbit around Kerbin. So let's go ahead and try to do that. Okay, alright. So like you can see, I have selected the contract to orbit Kerbin. This is our current tech tree that I've researched. Pretty much everything is like level 2, except for basic science. because, you know, science is kind of important. And right now we're just gonna focus on getting into orbit, not really much science, just going to orbit. Okay, so let's name it the Orbiter, except that I'm instantly gonna name it like Mark II, because, well, you know, the first Orbiter didn't end very well, forcing Jebediah to push it out of orbit. That was fun. So with that out of the way, we're gonna be having the standard configuration with our pods, except with full radiation shielding and ugly coloring, because that's a thing. And this time, by the way, we're gonna do something a little differently still, because I will be upgrading the launch complex. Well, not the launch complex, the launch pad, just so that we can have lots of mass available, just so we can, like, not worry about it too much. Other than that, the vehicle is extremely simple. No, let's go ahead, add a heat shield there. Restock my beloved. Yeah, restock is absolutely incredible. Okay, by the way, this time, because, you know, getting stuck in orbit is not much fun, I'm gonna learn from my mistakes. I'm just gonna add in, like, another fuel engine assembly there. Not that we really need it, but, you know, it's just for safety in case I fat finger something again. Or just to have a backup in case the engine failed, because yes, in Kerbalism, engines can fail. That's a thing. So with that out of the way, let's build the upper stage. It's gonna be a hammer rocket. Gonna add a few small fins to it. And then we're gonna add the booster, which is like the thumper. As you can see, I haven't even bought it yet. Brand new technologies. State of the art. Absolutely on the edge of Kerbal knowledge. Okay, let's reset staging, group it all together a little bit, because no one wants to push it way too many times. Actually, you know what? If we were to fly in cockpit, there's this thing called stage locking, which allows you to go ahead and just actually lock staging so that you can't press it accidentally. I wish that was in the main game, because that's kind of cool. Okay, let's also select our cockpit, and that's kind of it, I think, since we're gonna be ignoring pretty much all science requirements. Although, you know what, I think we have a few more parts to spare. Let's go ahead and add some electricity generation. Let's add a fuel cell, because we can. And let's add all of the tanks for it. So we're gonna need two oxygen tanks, and one hydrogen tank. Okay, so that should give us all the electricity we want. And you know what? Let's throw in 2 more parachutes there just for extra safety. And it obviously screwed up the staging once more, because that is what happens, apparently. Okay, yeah, it should be fine. Okay, yeah, let's go launch it. I'm gonna be launching in the nice sunrise atmosphere. Oh, by the way, I haven't talked about this. I'm gonna be limiting streams right now to 1 hour, maybe 1.5 hours, because I just get tired from constantly trying to be engaging, and that results in me screwing up like previously, which is not really much fun. So with that out of the way, yeah, here's the cockpit for those of you who haven't seen. We're gonna be flying in cockpits a little more. For now, just not gonna bother too much about it, but yeah, we will have maybe even entire missions from all within cockpits. Yeah, in case you don't know what this game is, this is Kerbal Space Program. So with that out of the way, let's just launch it. Gonna be launching in nice sunrise. And off we go into orbit. I'm not gonna be time warping because my computer is having a lot of stress with both 2 recordings and the game. So yeah, not gonna be time warping too much. Otherwise, yeah, we're gonna have too many problems. This is water, by the way, in case you're curious. And off we go into space. Lovely, lovely view, thanks to the Scatterer mod. Absolutely incredible. In case you don't have it, definitely go and get it. It is absolutely incredible, but yeah, it is heavy on the resources. So now we're just gonna go into low orbit. The ascent is pretty much similar to absolutely any ascent there ever was. We'll be trying to go for a lower ascent profile because we don't have a very high thrust to weight ratio right now. Our thrust to weight ratio is like below 1, so we have to be a bit careful about how we manage. If we go too low, we're not going to be able to escape atmosphere. If we go too high, we're just going to jump up and then, well, you need to have horizontal velocity. We might not be able to get it in time, which is why I will be a little bit careful about trying to manage that, and that's also the reason why I'm having trouble commentating much about this. But I think we're fine, mostly. Just gonna transition to gain more horizontal velocity. Just gonna accelerate time warp a little bit till our apoapsis is above 70 kilometers, and once it's there, we're just gonna coast a little bit further. Once we're in space, we will circularize, although, you know what, I will start firing the engine earlier this time, because like previously we had a problem when we did not circularize in time, and we lost a bunch of delta V because of that. It wasn't really fun. Actually, you know what, I feel like it's good that I took that other engine, because we might actually need it just to get into orbit. Damn it. I don't know. That's why we have it. Something goes wrong every single time, primarily because I'm trying to be kind of engaging in everything, and that forces me to be a little bit... okay, camera is having a seizure. That kind of forces me to be a little bit less careful about my rocket design. Okay, careful not to run out of fuel before we get into orbit. This is going to be a close call. As usual, on this channel, we don't do nothing but close calls. You know what? I think I might have to lift the rule about, like, not rewinding back, because, like, it is annoying, because when I'm streaming, I constantly have to think about, like, being engaging in everything. It's just kind of hard to do that. But we should be able to circularize barely. I mean, we have like 1-something meters of delta V left. Should be enough to get us into orbit, because, you know, I feel like, what's that YouTuber which like flies 1 kilogram of payload to Minmus or something like that? Yeah, I feel like we're doing pretty much the same here. Let's time warp a little bit to our apoapsis. Just have to circularize a little bit. Just a little bit. Gonna reduce our thrust. And just push us barely over the edge. We just need to get like 70 kilometers. Just to... yeah, we're in orbit. Yay, successfully. Yeah, that guy. Bradley Winston's. Thank you very much. Yeah, running on fumes, but we have succeeded. We got in orbit, very efficient. Okay, and I'm just gonna punch it while we are still near our apoapsis. Gonna punch the rest below, and yeah, let's detach that thing, which will give us a little bit of another oomph. blue Earth is beautiful. Yeah, it kind of is. It's not Earth though, it's Kerbin, technically. And off we go into our descent. Constantly gonna be descending into the night. That's just a thing. I don't know, I always try to land during daytime, and yet every single time that I try to land during daytime, I always end up like during nighttime. It just happens. Okay. I'm not gonna comment too much on deceleration here. This time we do have a heat shield because someone on the previous stream told that I should have a heat shield. Although the crew capsule is pretty much perfectly capable of descending on its own without the heat shield, it's still nice to have. I could have gone around one orbit. I could have, but, you know, what's the point? I don't think Jebediah would like having more radiation, because I remind you that there is radiation in space. The longer he sits there, the more radiation he will absorb. And I don't know about you guys, but like I do not like sitting in radiation if I know that I'm in radiation. Actually, you know what? Let's switch to ×12 physics warp just to accelerate this descent a little bit. But yeah, I would not like to sit when I know that I'm under radiation. Not very much fun. But maybe we will still go like through the night. No, we took off at sunrise. We will land at sunrise. I think that's very poetic. Technically, that will be one orbit. Yeah, let's reduce time warp a little bit here. Don't want to explode accidentally. Yeah. And I give you sunrise in space. And yeah, better time warp is a really cool mod, although you have to be careful about it because parachutes are very easily destroyed if you're like time warping at like 12 or something. It's really easy to lose all of your parachutes, especially if you're time warping when the parachutes deploy. That has happened to me more than one time would be a gross understatement. It happens pretty much every single time. You can, I don't know if you can see, guys, but there's also, like, I do have distant objects enhancement, so we can see the other planets. We should be able to even see the space station if we have one in orbit. There's like 6 people on the live stream, but there's only 2 people talking. It is what it is. I mean, not everyone. I know my father is probably watching. He's not gonna comment because he doesn't even have an account. So that is what it is. Alright, as you can see, our pod nearly sank. Thanks to oxygen tanks for keeping us afloat, because we have all this radiation shielding. I completely forgot about that part. But yeah, we have completed the contract. We have orbited, which is all that we asked for. Now we will have to go on a mission to Mun, which is going to be quite more exciting. Now, previously, I tried doing the first Mun mission with like a silly spacecraft that just kind of spins up and goes straight up towards Mun. Not very efficient, not very interesting, but it could have worked. The problem is that with the remote tech mods, it changes the distances of antennas, and I really like that mod, but it kind of forces us to think a little bit more about the antennas, and that mission didn't really work well previously. So what we're going to be doing is we will upgrade the launch pad and we will try to construct our vehicle that's gonna go to Mon without the use of anything other than Jebediah. Well, you definitely will know if you have that mod installed. It's not a mod that you're just gonna accidentally install and never think about it. I'm gonna still call it Mon Clipper, because I think that's just a cool name. Even if it's not gonna be clipping much. Well, it technically will clip the Mon. Okay, so the upper stage is gonna be pretty much the same. Not gonna add any scientific instruments yet. We will see if we can do that later. So let's go ahead and build the rest of the rockets. Now, the middle stage, the upper stage I think is gonna be pretty much the same. I really like this combo because it gives you an absolutely tremendous amount of delta V, like 1,400. Very, very nice. But the middle stage is gonna be something a bit more powerful, a bit more oomph to it. Let's add the swivel engine here. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The swivel engine. And also, let's add a few more boosters with radial decouplers. Now, here's the thing. Like I said previously, you have to be very, very careful with placing boosters on the sides if you're playing with Kerbalism, because engines can fail, and if an engine fails and you have asymmetric thrust, it's just gonna push you to the side, which is why you have to be, well, you can either use launch clamps to kind of prevent that, because you first fire the engine, and once they have fired, then you release the spacecraft. Unfortunately, we can't do that because we just don't have the tech, nor really the part count to do that. So we're not going to be doing that, but, well, we will have to be monitoring the launch very carefully when we fire it up. So we do have 2 more spare parts. What can we do with this? You know what? Let's remove 1 oxygen tank. Just gonna place it somewhere here. And instead, you know what? We can actually kind of balance it with the hydrogen tank like that. And I'm just gonna add another one of these boosters. We will ascend with boosters from the atmosphere. That's gonna give us the initial ascent. And damn it, why is it like always pushing to the side? Please stop doing that. You're embarrassing me on the stream. Okay, yeah, so it's just gonna punch us towards orbit. The swivel will circularize, and then the Pug engine will bring us to Mon orbit. Reset the staging. Just gonna manage all of this a little bit. Okay, so we do have 5,000 meters per second of delta V, which is kind of a lot, but I also am a little bit suspicious that might not be too much. Is that enough for Mon? Not entirely sure. I didn't use Kerbalism because I had so many interplanetary missions get screwed because I didn't put enough food, water, and oxygen for my Kerbals. Yeah, that's definitely a thing. For me, I found out that stress was more of a factor, because you really have to manage that. Food, water, oxygen, nah, that's kind of manageable. You do have to remind yourself, but you know, there are these menus that you can go through, and I always see that, okay, we've got 5 days of food, we've got like tons of hydrogen, oxygen, infinite water because it's produced by the fuel cell. So it's just something that you can use. There are a lot of instruments to estimate that you have enough of everything. Now I do think that we have enough delta V. You know what? Because the heat shield is not really required, actually gonna go ahead and add another fuel tank here to the last stage, just to give us a little bit even more oomph. Yeah, 5,700, that is a lot more than we need, for sure. And also, you know what? Oh, I don't have autostruts yet. That's a thing. Okay, actually, you know what? Let's also put these boosters a little bit lower so that they will fly kind of away from the ship. Because I really don't want them to destroy the rest of my ship once they deploy. That's not gonna be fun. And with that out of the way, yeah, I think we're good to go. Let's go to Mon. Poor Jebediah. Yeah, this is a mission just to fly past Mon. We will get some signs from it, technically. We will have the crew report, but yeah, because we don't have a lot of parts and we can't upgrade our facilities yet, we will be able after this mission. We're not going to be doing much science. This is more of a proof of concept type of flight. Yeah, okay. Let's fire it up. We'll be careful. Okay. Luckily, none of our engines failed, which is nice. What is Mon? Mon is like the moon, but in Kerbal Space Program, it's like a celestial body that orbits Kerbin, which is like Earth. That kind of replaces Moon, pretty much. Alright, going up. I do think we have a bit of an aggressive ascent path. Yeah, it's definitely a little too aggressive, but you know what? It's fine. It's gonna burn a little bit till our ep2 is at about 70 kilometers. I'm gonna cut throttle. We do have decent thrust to weight ratio on this stage. It's like ×2, so it's not gonna be too big of an issue. I'm much more worried about the transfer to Mon because we don't have patched conics, so we will have to work around that quite a lot. Alright, let's start the engine about here. Just correct our orbit a little bit, you know, like that, okay. Doesn't really matter, but I just like doing that. And I'm not going to be time warping again, because that's going to degrade the stability of the aircraft a little bit. Okay, alright. Yeah, let's just circularize. The problem is that the next stage does have like very bad thrust to weight ratio, so I really would like to circularize with this stage, or at least get almost done with it. Though I do think that we started burning early enough. Look at these engine plumes. I absolutely love them. I don't remember the name of the mods. I think I'm using... There are like several mods that change the engine plumes. I'm not really sure which one I'm using. Oh, let's stage it. Yeah, we're almost in orbit. Didn't quite make it with the second stage, but you know, we have a third one. Funnily enough, the vertical stream actually does bring viewers. So it wasn't completely useless. Honestly, a bit surprising. I thought it's just gonna do nothing. Alright. And we have almost circularized. We do see our camera having a seizure. Waterfall. Yeah, I think it's waterfall, but there's like another one. Not sure which one I'm using. There is a mod list in the description. You can go ahead and see all of the mods that I'm using. Okay, so we are in orbit right now. We do need to get to Mon. The problem is that we do not have patched conics, and these clouds that you can see here are the radiation clouds that I talked before. So you've got the inner belt, you've got the outer belt, and you've got the magnetopause. Okay, so our goal is to get to mine. I think we should time warp here a little bit. Wait till it is about, like, 45 degrees off bore. Now we can fire the engine. Let's do that. And right now, again, we don't have patch conics, so we'll have to kind of eyeball it. But, you know, we do have a lot of Delta V, so even if we don't have, like, perfect accuracy, we will still be able to kind of correct it. By the way, I've talked about this on the previous stream, but like I don't really expect you to watch that. These radiation clouds are there because Sun, which is a huge radioactive bomb, emits a lot of radiation, and that radiation knocks off particles off of Kerbin's stratosphere, and those particles get trapped in the magnet field of Kerbin. And that is what creates these clouds. That's actually true to Earth as well, and pretty much every planet. Even those that don't have atmosphere, then it's gonna be just from the surface. Like, pretty much every single object that has a some kind of magnetic field around it will be having some sort of these belts of radiation. Okay, so we will get through them. Gonna go to one. Hopefully my inner calculations were correct enough that we're gonna get into, well, not an orbit, just a flyby of Mon. I do not have a goal to get into orbit right now. I have a goal just to fly past it. Hopefully not slam into it, because it does look like we might touch it a little bit. Okay, I think, yeah, we have entered the orbit. We'll just fly past it. Unfortunately, we do not have the capability to do much of science apart from just the crew report. But, you know, this is a proof of concept mission. We're doing science by just being here in the first place. But more importantly, we're getting money, and money is important. I love money. Alright, so as you can see, we have made a pretty much almost perfect flyby of Mon, and our exit orbit is almost exactly what we need. I will retro burn a little bit to get our apoapsis to like 70,000 meters. And just a bit lower than that. And as you can see, we've still got like 1,000 meters per second of extra Delta V. Definitely more than we need, but I was just being extra safe for the sake of it. Because, you know, the previous missions did go pretty bad with the Delta V, even this time. So, you know, gotta add a little bit more just to feel extra safe. Damn, I feel like the closer my exam week is, the more safety I will try to have. I feel like it'll have a bit of correlation to it. Okay, you know what? Let's view a little bit from here. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. There's Mun. I will start the engine a little bit to decelerate once we get closer to the atmosphere. Just to kind of slow us down a little bit. I'm actually not entirely sure if we will slow down on this pass. There's a slight chance that we will do another one if I didn't go high enough, or rather low enough. Oh right, we don't have a heat shield. I totally forgot about that. Well, we do have a heat shield. We have our engine, which is technically ablative, because we don't care if it melts down. So technically we do have an ablative heat shield. Just not in the common sense. Not really what you think when you say the words ablative heat shield, but it is what it is. Alright, on it. Jesus Christ. What the? Okay, the camera had a bit of a seizure there. No idea what happened, but alright. I hope I don't have to. Jesus, stop. You know, it's that moment when you transfer from orbital to suborbital flight and the camera always has a bit of a seizure. Look at that, we're actually gonna be landing during daytime. Absolutely perfect. Yeah, the cameraman is not okay. Actually, you know what? I do have the camera mods, camera tools, so we can do some kind of interesting visual effects. We can do like stationary camera, and I don't remember the keybinds. Okay, should be like that. Except we have to set a bunch of stuff. Auto fly by position. Save. No, not that. Oh, what? So like that. Whee! There's some visual effects for you. Yeah, you know what? I'll set it up later for the next stream, just to give you more camera shots. I thought brackets as well, but it's home end. Okay, you know what? Let's detach right now, decelerate a little bit harder. And don't forget to deploy the parachutes, because that's kind of important. I really don't want to screw up this time. I really want Jebediah to live. Although the chances of him surviving early game are not very high. Because, like, so many things can go wrong, especially during, like, MUN missions, especially landing missions. That is not very safe. Let's decelerate nicely. Okay. You know what? Let's quick save. Because we can do that. Also, previously somebody told me that you can use F5 for quick saves. I checked, and it doesn't make a new quick save. And I want to have, like, multiple saves. Because, like, right now, if I do another... Well, I can do it right now, but, like, if I did it previously, it would make, like, quick save 1, quick save 2, and so on. Which is kind of nice. So, yeah. That's the reason why I'm going to be using it from the menu. I actually never knew why was I doing it like that, because I know the keybinds, well, most of them, and I still wasn't using it. I was like, but why? Well, I guess there was a reason why. I just kind of remembered it. Okay, let's recover vessel. Yeah, 5F9, I know those, but yeah, I like saving them for some history tracking, especially if I'm gonna be making some more videos. Because this is prime time for making content. And look at that, we even got a little bit of science from that mission. Great. So now we have more contracts. We have a contract about science data from space around Kerbin. We have explored MUN. And we're definitely going to be exploring MUN. Do we have enough oomph to upgrade the vehicle assembly building? No, we do not. Science grind is real. Well, it's more money grind right now, actually. It's more about money grind. Because, like, science not so much. Actually, you know what? We can research something. I think I want to research advanced rocketry because it's gonna give me bigger fuel tanks. It's also gonna give me liquid hydrogen engines, which are absolutely beautiful. Yeah, let's do that. Some more contracts, maybe. Point a dish out from Kerbin. Well, that's like not really hard contract. You know what? Let's do that. This is gonna be a weird vehicle to just satisfy the contract, get a bit more money. And this will be a good opportunity to talk about, how do I call it? Something. Okay, this is gonna be a good opportunity to talk about the mod, which screwed up last time, which is the wonderful mod for remote tech. Now, this mod has two types of antennas. You've got your normal antennas, which are like these. These are omnidirectional antennas. These antennas do not require setting to a specific target, but they're not that powerful. The good side is that you can combine them with a little bit of a penalty. I have set it to 90%, so only 90% will be retained if you combine them, but it still is there. And there's also directional antennas. So you can activate the antenna, sure, but then you can also set a target. For example, you can aim it at one, and if we go into this view here, you can see that it has these lines which represent the angle that it is aimed at. So anything within this angle will still be visible to the antenna. Even though it's like aimed at one, it will still see everything around it. So for example, if you aim it from Mon to Kerbin, you will be able to connect to any satellite within reasonable distance from Kerbin. But yeah, right now it was just more about success. Oh, we have to do that in orbit. Oh, I'm dumb. Sorry. Never mind. You know what? We can probably still do that on our next mission to Mon. You know what? Let's throw away that one. Let's make another Mon Clipper. Technically, it's not going to be a Mon Clipper though, because we're not going to be clipping Mon. We're going to be orbiting it. So that's something. Any name suggestions in the chat while I'm gonna be building it. Alright, so the base is gonna be pretty much the same, except that we will replace all of these tanks with a few bigger tanks, because, you know, efficiency in parts count is important. Alright, a bunch of these. I'm not gonna be using hydrogen, like liquid hydrogen engines for now. They are insanely efficient, they are insanely good, but they're not really good in terms of part count number because you need a lot of fuel tanks for them. The upper stage, you know what, let's actually switch to bug engine. It is a bit heavier, but it does generate electricity, I think it does. Let me check that. No it does not, but at least it's Victor, which is nice. But most importantly, it's just gonna give us a higher thrust to weight ratio, which again is always very welcome. Okay, you know what? Let's take that name. Yeah, somebody suggested, and I guess they have full right to do that. And I will obviously set it because thank you for this suggestion. I really enjoy you participating. Alright. I think we're good to go. Let's check our Delta V 5,800. Actually, even a bit more. We do have two more parts though. We do have two more parts. Where should we put those parts at? I mean, you know what? Remember the heat shield thing? Actually, not gonna put a heat shield. I'm gonna put this thing. And another decoupler here. again, this is just to deorbit us in case something goes really, really wrong and the engine fails. By the way, engine quality, you know what? I think we can afford ourselves to put everything to high engine quality. Not this again. I think I have PTSD by this point. It's just way too much security. I mean, if you have watched my review of the Anubis rocket, which is the thing that went to Mon in my movie, that thing has quite a few more security features than this thing, so I can get pretty obsessed about safety. Go watch that video if you haven't. Not now, when the stream ends. Set a reminder or an alarm or something if you haven't watched it. You did. Good job. Great. Thank you for doing that. I really appreciate it. Although with the amount of participation that I have from you, like, I would hope so. Alright, I think we're ready to go to Mon. Actually did not take the antenna with me, but you know, sue me. Okay, you know what? I want an antenna. 10 ant engines, more of them. Was it 10? I think it was less than that. I think it was like 6 or something. You know what? I'm gonna reconfigure this a little bit. I'm gonna put only one parachute here. Damn, that looks ugly as hell. But, you know, I'm just gonna remove the flag for now. Because who cares about liveries? Liveries? Not really sure how to pronounce that. Because we need an antenna. Boy, do I want an antenna. I think this one is kind of nice. I think this is one that you have to aim. Yep. And we'll aim it towards Mon once we are in Kerbin orbit. Again, not really because we need it, more because we have a contract to do that. Jesus Christ, I really want to upgrade the facilities so that we can get proper part count numbers. And you know what? Let's take a bit lower ascent profile than previously. Because we do have an insane thrust to weight ratio on this thing. So let's go a little lower. Okay, not that much lower. Yeah, I feel like this is reasonable. I hope so. Actually, you know what? With the separation of these engines, there's the benefit of going extra high. Because less air friction means more stability in terms of ejecting them. Okay. Yeah, because they have a tendency to do that when they kind of go outside and then back in. Which is really annoying because that has on many an occasion destroyed my primary engine for the next stage and ruined the whole mission. Which actually happened when I was preparing for streaming. So that definitely can happen. Alright, we're just gonna continue on with our plan. A little bit toasty because we do have a rather low ascent profile. So it's gonna get a little bit aggressive. But you know, efficiency is key. Get separatrons. Yeah, separatrons are expensive. And in terms of part count number, because we only have 30 parts now. When we will upgrade to like 255, that's not going to be much of an issue, but for now, they're like outside of our capabilities. Right. Let's circle rise here. Actually, you can see that even though our rocket is pretty much the same in terms of our delta V, you can definitely see that the ascent profile was much more efficient this time. because we went lower. The lower your ascent profile, the better, until atmosphere starts to ruin everything. So, like, if you're doing space missions, if the planet or any rock in space that you're trying to orbit doesn't have atmosphere, you want to take as low of an ascent profile as possible. Alright, you know what? How much money do we have? Do we have 300? No, we do not. Let's activate our antenna now. Let's aim it towards Mon. And that should complete the contract, I think. Oh, it's not in range of the Mon. Damn it. And it has to be connected to keys. Jesus Christ. You know what? I think if we're gonna be reading the contracts, that's gonna be nice, but now we don't do that for now. Okay, you know what? Let's just proceed with our Mon orbit thing. It's gonna be fine. Everything's fine. Everything's okay. It's alright. No one cared about that contract. No one liked him. Okay, feel like this is okay. Let's just go try to orbit Mon. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a few of these force science missions. Just gonna do read the fine print. Yeah, that's kind of important. You know what? We will be building a casino later on. The problem with building a casino is that there's this like weird tiny line that states that you need to have 2 comets on your space station for the casino. Yeah, your casino has to have 100 Kerbals on it and well, space for 100 Kerbals and 2 comets. Something else. I just love that. What in caps in chat? That is adorable. But yeah, I was a little bit surprised when I read that. Alright, let's time warp towards Mon. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna quick save here. Just gotta not over time warp, especially since we don't have patched conics. It's very important that we don't over time warp. Okay, gonna slow down here. Wait till we get to orbit. Okay. Yeah, this is suboptimal. So let's try to... I constantly forget which one of these blue things is like outside and which is inside. I think this one is outside, yeah. So we will need to burn in that direction a little bit to bring our apoapsis higher. And then we're gonna be burning a little bit near our apoapsis just to get ourselves into orbit. The explanation why we burn at apoapsis or periapsis, which is like the highest, lowest points in orbit, is quite complex, but in general, the faster you are moving, the more delta V matters. It's Mon orbiter. We will have impact missions, by the way, at some point. We will have to just ramp something towards Mon. That's gonna be a thing. Alright, let's circle right here. Just get ourselves into a nice orbit. Still not an orbit, technically. And can we please get a notification? Yay, we are technically in orbit now. Alright, this orbit. Actually, you know what we have? We have 1,003 Actually, it's almost 1,400 meters per second of delta V. And we are very close to Mon orbit. And you know what? Yeah, no, let's I thought for a second that we might land here, but that was more of a crazy thought. I'm very sorry. Do not think about that. Seismometer on board. Yep. You need to take those with you. Okay, we do have crew report running. Okay, since we are in Mon's orbit right now, let's go to Space Center, and we should have a contract. If we upgrade the astronaut complex, we will get a contract to get into space around Mon. So let's try to, okay, not entirely sure that we should do that. Land on the Mon, we have this contract. Okay, science data from space around Kerbin, science data from space around the Mon. We can definitely accept this contract because we're going to be completing it pretty much automatically. And we already are at 2 max contracts, yeah, never mind. You know what, this is fine for now. This is good enough. This one is going much better than the first stream. Like, much better. The missions are more exciting. Everything is much better. Okay, you know what? Let's time warp here a little bit. Like that. And we will accelerate now. Because I just want to accelerate in a way that's gonna put us out of orbit such that we won't have to burn a lot once we go into Kerbin's orbit. For some extra fuel savings. Careful with the time warp. Okay, right, this is good enough. And let's just deorbit ourselves. Kerbin. Damn it. I keep constantly turning the engine off, which is a bit risky. Though we do have a backup, luckily. Luckily, that's a thing. Actually, you know what? I've been experimenting. Turns out that you can service engines in Kerbalism before they fail, which should prolong their life and should prevent critical failures. Which is kind of cool. Although I don't think that does anything to critical failures, I think that just prevents small failures. But I'm not really sure. I haven't read the source code, because that's what you have to do to really find out. Alright, let's retro burn here. Just burn off the rest of our fuel. I love how this looks. I don't know why, but this like, pug engine assembly kind of, it looks really nice. And it's gonna ram us. Thank you very much for doing that. I appreciate it. That's very cool of you. Alright, who needs a heat shield when you have sufficiently insulated command pods? Yeah! Luckily the camera did manage to not have a seizure. The cameraman is feeling strong tonight, which is very nice. Very cool. Okay, parachutes deploy. We are descending. Everything's fine. Everything's working. We got our little bit of data from Mon Space Low. Know what? We can read that report right now. You look at the surface of the Mon and you try to find a good landing space. The inside of the craters might be the best option. That is definitely not what I was thinking about. I was thinking more of a... Wow, big rock! That would have been me. But, you know, Jebediah is a bit of a boring guy in that sense. Alright, we have landed. Actually, you know what? We can do Kerbin Surface Mountains report. Let's do that. I mean, apparently that's a thing. And we can even do EVA report here for that extra 1 science point that we definitely do need. I mean, it's better to take it than not to. It's actually 1.8. So that's... I didn't explode. Whoa, that's promising much. Alright. The question is, what's going to be our next mission? Because, I mean, we don't have the capability to land on the moon yet. I don't think so. We definitely need more parts for that. Can we upgrade the complex? Question mark? Planes? Oh, damn. Planes are kind of interesting for science, but they're, like, not really useful in terms of getting money. And, again, the limiting factor for us is money right now. I think we might have to do a few more contracts. Kick off space tourism. Well, I mean, we can do space tourism. That's a thing. The problem is that, yeah, this is not a very high advance. We can do put a Kerbal in orbit for 30 days. That is a dangerous contract. This is not as easy as I'd like it to. Well, I mean, definitely... We could definitely do this contract. We could try to do a network of satellites. What do you think about that? The problem with that is that we don't really have the antennas for that. Because the antenna that we have right now, the big one, that kind of screwed us over previously. And I'm really, really not excited to just repeat history. Yeah, get more contracts. We can do that, but the problem is, like, that's gonna be 150. So we will be able to get more contracts, but, you know, the advances are not gonna be that big. We're almost there. You know what? Let's upgrade it, because I feel like we have to do that. Yeah. Put a Kerbal in orbit for 30 days. I like this contract because it does have a decent advance. Create a network of satellites. Oh, it has a decent advance. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, 4 satellites. Let's take that. Here we go. Kick off space tourism doesn't give us anything because tourists pay only. I thought it was only 75,000. Well, you'd think so, but we're playing on hard settings. So everything is very, very expensive. So yeah, the problem is that we both have like little science recovered and little money recovered. And also everything costs a lot more. So that's the thing. We can do a bunch of these test stuff at launch site contracts. Well, I mean, let's do those. Alright, this is gonna be the best vehicle you've ever seen. Look at that, primetime vehicle design. Okay, we need a Terrier engine. That's a Terrier engine. We need a Hummingbird engine. That's a Hummingbird engine. Actually, let's remove the monoprop here. Otherwise, this engine will actually start, because it's a monoprop engine. We need another weird engine. There we go. That's the best vehicle design of the year. Just to get money. More money. Well, I mean, we have to do that, unfortunately. But I really didn't want to start streaming with, like, easy mode on, because that kind of gets boring. Late game. It's like, it's much better early game, but, like, then it just kind of becomes insanely boring. Yeah, do we have anything with high advances here? Orbiting Mon would give us 23,000. Because the goal right now is just to get enough money to get us the assembly building upgrades. And then we can just cancel those things later, because who cares about that? We will lose a bit of reputation, but, like, who cares? Well, I guess we're doing a bunch of these contracts for money. Funnily enough, they do give us a little bit of science. So, much research. Okay, what do we have to do? We have to test, yeah, just a bunch of these engines. That, and the heat shield. Prime time vehicle design. I feel like if anyone was watching this stream, they just absolutely deserted it by this point. Because, like, oh, okay. Cameraman is being an absolute legend. Oh wait, I took the wrong heat shield. Never mind. Yeah, we're gonna have to do a bunch of these. But, you know, this is science. That is real science for you right there. That is what people do in real labs. Okay, at the launch site. Okay, let's do those two. We're gonna finish with these stupid contracts about now, because we are losing viewers as we speak. Okay, we need to test the pug. Okay, we can do that. We need to test... Oh, was it the coupler? Okay, let's reduce the force to, like, 0. So that we won't launch it accidentally into orbit. Because sometimes when you launch it, it might go up and then come back down, and your rocket might not like that very much. Okay. Look at that. We are trying to be entertaining and failing criminally. But, you know, that's what you have to do. Signs data from space around Kerbin. Yes, please, because I think we will be able to do that when we're gonna be launching our satellites. Actually, you know what? We need this contract about kickoff space tourism. Here's the thing. We also have a contract to put a Kerbal in orbit for 30 days. Both of these contracts give a decent amount of money, and they're kind of the same, because of the stress, you need to put 2 Kerbals into orbit, otherwise they're gonna get too bored. So we can actually do this right now, and that should give us a bunch of money that we can use to finish whatever we need, whatever upgrades that we need, and then we can do interesting Mun missions. Okay, you know what? Let's do that. Kerbals for 30 days. This is gonna be another one of those primetime vehicle designs. Alright, let's try to do this. So, gotta have our parachutes. That is something we definitely need. Okay, first of all, we need food. That's kind of important. We need food. We don't need water, funnily enough, because water will be produced by the fuel cell. But actually, you know what? I mean, we can have both food and water in this thing. That's fine. What else? We need power. For that, we're gonna need a fuel cell. There's our fuel cell. Start it. We will need a lot of oxygen and a lot of hydrogen tanks to give us enough oomph to run this thing. Okay, let's add hydrogen tanks like that. So our oxygen will last us 60 days, hydrogen 62 days. Nice. Nice, very nice. Fuel cell for 30 days. Yeah, I mean, we need to run fuel cell for 30 days. What's wrong with that? I mean, it's a oxygen fuel cell. It's pretty efficient. Why not? I mean, not like we have solar panels. So, like, you know, that's what you have to do. No, what? Let's add a heat shield for now. I'm not sure we're gonna keep it, but let's at least try. Because we can say later to those Kerbals that burn up in the stratosphere that we at least considered heat shield at some point. Okay, high engine quality. Okay, right now we just need to make enough. Just give it enough delta V to just get into low orbit. It's not much complicated. Gotta add a swivel here. Actually, you know what? Let's try to go for an SRB design. More solid rocket boosters. Because this actually will give us a lot of delta V if we can get this to orbit, or at least to suborbital flight. Just out of the atmosphere. That's what it was trying to say. So we can have a thumper here. And this will give us like pretty decent results actually. And we still have several parts. Look at that. I mean, we can do like this. Yeah, that's... I think that we can remove a bunch of these tanks. It'll still have oxygen for like almost 30 days. But maybe just a little bit less. Oxygen 45 days, hydrogen 62 days. Maybe one tank removed. Like that. Hydrogen 46 days, oxygen 45 days, water perpetual, food something. More than 30 days. I just love how we're gonna shove some tourists into space who just paid us to be in orbit for 4 hours, and we're just gonna be like, I'm gonna be there for 30 days. That's gonna be a bit criminal here. Poor Tito. We're just gonna shove him into orbit for 30 days and be like, and you know what? We had minor complications. That's what we had. That is what we had. Minor complications. God damn it. We still have one extra part. You know what? I think this is fine. I think this is good enough. I know what, we can remove the heat shield. Damn it. I totally forgot. Like I said, we tried putting it there, didn't quite make it into the final cut. Such is life. But we did consider it for a few seconds. So that's something. Okay, final check. Food, check. Actually, no. Food not check. 29 days. Damn it. Oh, because we didn't have 2 Kerbals there, so our simulations were completely incorrect. Hydrogen, 29 days. That's a bit worrisome. Yeah, we're gonna need more hydrogen, more oxygen tanks. Damn it. And now we're still at too many part count number. Well, I mean, I'm not sure if we really need stabilizers there. Not entirely sure. What's our center of mass? I mean, technically we can still put them here, and technically it'll still... Oh no. Oh no, never mind. This rocket is going into orbit for 30 days. That's the contract we're trying to complete. Alright, you know what? I think this is fine. I think this is good enough. Let's just have faith. Okay, let's name this abomination. Any suggestions for names? Any suggestion for names? I repeat, we need a suggestion for a name. The Space Dinos. I'm counting on you. Come on. Give me something. Somebody, please. Okay, you know what? The guy said this is gonna be a baguette, and that's what we are going with. Guys, I like viewer interactions, and I'm gonna promote that heavily. Definitely not trying to get monetized. Don't know what you're talking about. That is from the vertical stream, by the way. It's like people were thinking that I just took that from nowhere. Okay, alright. Okay, so our goal, again, is to just put a Kerbal in orbit for 30 days, and our secondary goal is to just lift off, get our prolapses about 70,000, and then just sit there for like 4 hours. Let's do that. Oh my god, look at that thrust to weight ratio. What is our thrust to weight ratio on that? Jesus Christ. That was sluggish. Well, I mean, here we go. I'm really not sure by this point. I feel like we kind of screwed up with the vehicle design. I think we should have put a more powerful engine there, like on the second stage. And just went with like 2-stage design. Because this is like, yeah, this is one lazy baguette. Okay, alright, come on, you can do this. Well, this stage is a little bit more lively. I mean, it is going. I mean, we've got 2 times thrust to weight ratio, which is not that bad, to be honest. Alright, we're going. We are definitely going. This is fine. This is fine. We are fine. Everything's fine. I'm not coping. I swear. Alright. I think we'll be able to get into orbit. Okay, let's just continue on our merry way. What's our signs, by the way? Oh, damn it, 36. I mean, we could have done a few more scientific missions and got ourselves better fuel tanks and everything. But yeah, whatever. We still have like 2,000 meters per second delta V. So I think this should be fine in terms of getting into orbit. I'm gonna time warp a little bit here because we don't want to sit for days. This is only one tourist. I didn't read the contract description, but it states like something like that this like millionaire Tito Kerman would like to go into space, and he'd like to pay us handsomely for that. So we're actually having a bazillionaire on board here. So yeah, just one tourist and poor Jebediah. We're gonna have to talk to that guy for 30 days in orbit. And that is gonna be one angry customer. I'm telling you that. To be fair, I would have been pretty angry if I was stuck in orbit for 30 days involuntarily. I would have been pretty annoying. Plus, they don't have any internet connection. That's also a thing. Remember that. I mean, most people would start to suffer with just not having internet for 30 days, let alone being in orbit in a spacesuit with some Jebediah besides you. Okay, some boring joke. Usually when I'm sending things to orbit, I have a map on 90% of the time. Quite a confident launch by you. Well, I mean, I am looking at the apoapsis and periapsis down low here. You can't see that in the vertical stream, but that's something that I'm looking at. There's like this window that shows that. That's how I know that I'm doing great. Okay, alright. Well, I mean, we are in orbit. So let's try to survive for 30 days. I mean, we gotta try. What's our info? Our food, oxygen, and hydrogen gonna last us for more than 30 days. So let's just start time warping, I guess. Whee! Okay, you know what? I'm gonna focus on Kerbin, otherwise I'm gonna get a seizure here. I mean, not much to talk about here. Just waiting till 30 days are completed. They will start going a bit mad soon. We could do a mission while they spend their time in orbit. I mean, technically I could, but the problem is that we don't have any funds right now. So while I could, yes, it's not like we're doing a speed run or anything. If this was like a speed run, then yeah, sure, that's what I would have tried doing. But like right now, I don't really care how long this takes. So poor Jebediah is losing his mind. Well, I mean, they will be saved soon. It's just 4 more days left. Come on, guys, you can do this. Okay, 30 days have been completed. And time to deorbit ourselves. Okay, they're at 55% stress, which is like not that bad actually. But I will try to deorbit ourselves during daytime. Or rather, we will be deorbiting ourselves during nighttime, so that we will land during daytime. If that makes any sense. Alright. They are going home at last. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Sunrise in Space, and it's over. That is a bit of a joke we have on this channel, I guess. I mean, Tito looks actually quite happy right now. Well, I guess he is happy that he's finally going home. Let's spend the rest of our fuel and jettison our last stage. And wait till we deorbit. Sunrise last 5 seconds. Yeah, I mean, I was time warping, so it's more like 20 seconds, I guess. But yeah, it's not very long. I mean, we can do some cinematics if you want. Yeah, it does look pretty cool, especially with like good graphics and everything. Does look pretty solid. I mean, at first when I was playing Kerbal Space Program, I was like, this is not a game about looks. It's not really about having like really, really cool graphics, but they do add something to the game. They honestly do. It's not the main goal of the game, but they definitely make a difference. Technical issues. My glasses magically become dirty, as old glasses do. That's unexplainable, but it is what it is. Alright, we are descending and touchdown in 3, 2, 1, and we didn't even tip over, which is nice, I guess. At first I was thinking about going to deorbit ourselves somewhere in the ocean so that we're gonna have a smoother landing, but then I thought that's not what Tito paid for, right? That's gotta cost extra, so. And he did not pay for that, so not gonna give him the luxury. Alright, gotta collect our baguette debris. And look at that, we have completed those contracts. So right now we can actually finally upgrade the vehicle assembly building. The problem is that we're out of money right now, so we need to accept a few more contracts. We can take this thing, which has a decent advance. We can take this thing, which is something that we have to do anyway. And we can start doing more of these contracts to bring somebody to low carbon orbit. But notice that they bring a lot less money. Tito agreed to pay. Where is it? Look at that, 60,000. But normal contracts are a lot less money. It's like only 16,000. So yeah, just what it is. All right. I think since we have upgraded our facilities, I think we can try to go for a Mun landing. Question mark. Not entirely sure. Tito ain't cheap. Yeah, that guy is like. Well, I mean, he is. What is he? Yeah, he's a millionaire, so I guess he can afford it. Actually, you know what? If he's a millionaire, 60,000 is not that much, but you know, this is what it is. All right. I think we can try going to Mun lending. Or we could actually do another mission to Mun, but don't actually land there, just collect a bit more science so that we have more scientific equipment. What do you think we should do? Because, like, we don't have a lot of money right now, but, I mean, we can always do contracts and everything. That's something we can do pretty much any time. The problem is, like, we can do, like, another mission to get something a bit more advanced. I mean, we could do some like miniaturization research. We can definitely do electrics, which is very nice. Not sure. I mean, we do need a little bit more strategic planning going on here, because that's something we did not have last time, and that did not end very well. I really want advanced construction, by the way, because it's gonna give us the Airstream protective shells, which is definitely something that we need. Not entirely sure. We could also do space exploration, which is nice. I mean, all of these technologies are nice, but some are nicer than others. This thing is also pretty cool, though, because some micro relay antenna is gonna allow us to build like a network around Kerbin, because we do not have extra ground stations. So that's something that we have to keep in mind. Also, this antenna is pretty cool. It's like 50 megameters. Very impressive. Although the cone angle is only 30 degrees. So yeah, there's definitely an advantage to researching more stuff. Especially miniaturization, because miniaturization will give us this very powerful antenna, which means we could send something to Minmus? Maybe? Alright, for now, let's save our science for now. I don't think that we need to research anything. Let's try to start constructing something that can potentially go to 1. And then we'll see what we can do with that. Okay, so first of all, yeah, we're gonna start with our command pod. Very new, shiny, and the basic config, the cockpit, the ugly design, everything is check. Alright, so we will need a parachute for obvious reasons. We will also need our upper stage, which will return us. Okay, so if we're gonna be landing there, this is enough for like an upper stage. Because in vacuum is gonna give us 1,700 meters of delta V, 1,700. That's much better to say that way. That's pretty good. 17,000 meters of delta V is definitely enough to bring us from the surface of Mon back to Kerbin. So I guess this is gonna be our upper stage. Although we do need to still add some more equipment. So this could actually increase. Where's my equipment at? Damn it. I need electrical. I definitely need my fuel cell. My trusty fuel cell. I definitely need some oxygen tanks, a hydrogen tank. I think 1 hydrogen, 1 oxygen tank is enough for this mission. Hello there. Alright. Yeah, I think this is fine for now. In terms of electricity. This will give us 7 days worth of electricity, which is, well, wait, no, less. Oh no, actually, yeah, precisely 7 days worth of electricity, which is really good. It's definitely enough for what we're trying to do here. But we'll add more parts if we can later. Actually, you know what? We can. I forgot that we don't have like a part limit now, so we can actually afford ourselves a bit more fun. Okay. Please do SSTO to Mon. That's a cool request. The problem is that we're doing like a playthrough. And that is beyond our capabilities for now by a long shot. I actually, you know what, that kind of brings a question whether I should start streams, not only like big playthrough kind of streams, but also just having some fun, doing some custom missions. You know what, I think I'll start doing that, and we'll have one mission about an SSDO Tuman. It's definitely something we can easily do. Just not right now. All right. This is gonna be our upper stage. So for our lower stage, for landing Tuman, we obviously want to bring Science Junior, because that's gonna give us a lot of science near mine. And I will also place a bunch of containment units here. Actually, you know what? Let's add our Staputnik here, because it's gonna give us the data capacity, because we're gonna need a lot of that. Which means that we also need radial chutes. Drogue chutes here. Alright, that fits in nicely. And I mean, not entirely sure about bringing this thing here right now, but let's see. Let's see what we can do. The problem is that we only have like 4 sample capacity, and this thing takes pretty much 4 out of the box. So we're not gonna be able to bring the mystery goo containment unit, but because I absolutely hate that thing, that's actually perfectly fine by my standards. Okay, you know what? Let's bring the thermometer, let's bring the Geiger counter, and that's gonna be our scientific equipment, and we'll just jettison that as soon as we reach 1 and do all the science. We'll just jettison that, because who needs to take that? Alright, now for our Mon stage, we will have these, get out, 2 of these tanks on the sides here. We're gonna place them like that. I'm gonna place a few more. Actually, you know what? Let's do it like this. And here we'll have the Terrier liquid engines. Actually, I think we can do 3. I think we can do 3 like this. And this is what will give us the oomph to get to Mon, and then land there. This is a lot of Delta V, I know. This is a bit more than you actually need. But I still am not finished with the design. And there's a decent chance we will have more stuff here, which will further increase our weight. Damn it. Can't select the thing, so I want to move it a little higher up. Like that. Yeah, that's better. I think I did nothing, but whatever. Placebo effect. Okay, let's start building the lower stage. Okay, you know what? We could try bringing this thing with us, the experiment return unit, which is kind of nice because it will allow us to bring more samples from this mission. Should we do that? Not sure. I mean, we do have a lot of weight capability. By the way, we can't afford heat shields now. Safety first. Or last, or whatever. Damn it, stop having a seizure, please. You know what? Let's add a return unit, and let's take the mystery goo, because why not? That looks ugly as hell, but whatever. And in that case, I mean, we can take 2 experiment return units. Well, I mean, since we have an experiment return unit, we can take 2 science juniors with us for some extra science. Because we can do 1 in orbit and then 1 when we actually land with heat shields. And we can also take more mystery goo containment units. And that's gonna bring our like Mon landing stage to 3,000 meters per second, which is definitely more than we actually need. But it's still nice to have. I'm not gonna decline it. Okay, let's add some landing struts. Gonna push them down lower a little bit, like that. Yeah, that looks good enough. Actually, we can put these lower still. Like that. Yeah, looks good enough. Alright, so this is gonna be what's gonna bring us to Mon and land there. Actually, I want to put them a little bit out, like that, just a little more realistic. And let's make them gold-plated, because, you know, why not? Fancy. Alright, let's build the next stage. And this time, because we do not have a part count limit, we will start using fancy engines, aka liquid hydrogen engines. Now here's the thing, liquid hydrogen boils off. So let's actually mark the engine that is liquid hydrogen engine. And we're gonna add a few more of these. So like I said, liquid hydrogen burns off. You can cool the tanks to prevent that, but it requires quite a lot of electricity and honestly it's not really worth it. So we'll take this expensive engine right here. It is pretty expensive, but it's also pretty damn powerful. Actually, I think am I going to make a Discord server? I actually do have a Discord server. The problem is that I added a link only to one video, and then I kind of stopped doing that for some reason. I honestly don't even remember at this point why I stopped trying to talk about it, but it is what it is. Actually, you know what? The problem is that I've unlocked this engine for like 9,000, and the problem is that that's a very expensive engine. Damn it. Why did I unlock it? Because we don't really need it. It's too expensive and too powerful right now. Damn it. Okay, you know what? Since we have unlocked it, let's just throw in more fuel tanks. Because we can afford ourselves to do that. Or should we... I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. Okay. This is fine. Everything's fine. Primetime vehicles. By the way, do we have... Oh, we don't have struts yet. But we can research them. We can research struts and we can do auto struts. The problem is, yeah, that I have researched. I bought an engine that I don't really need, and now I have literally no funds. But that's not a problem because I know an easy way to get more funds. That's not really worrisome for me. Look at that. How to get more funds instantaneously. Take some contract, which gonna give you a bunch of money, and you accept it, and then you just never complete it. But you get the advance. That's how you do it. Cheaty, yes, but it does work. Alright, so now we can start auto-strutting things. Now, if you don't know, will be making a video about auto-struts. People who say that auto-struts are cheats, I present to you that this vehicle had auto-struts this entire time, because landing legs are automatically auto-strutted. So for those people who say that auto-struts are cheats, any vehicle in Kerbal Space Program that has landing legs automatically has auto-struts, and you can't turn them off. That's just like literally impossible to turn that off. So that's something. Literally every vehicle in Kerbal Space Program history ever has had, if it has landing legs, then it has auto struts. Okay, let's hide this. Let's extend them. Let's just put them back where they were. Right, like that. I will be making a video about auto struts. I'm making it right now, but like that's gonna take some time. Okay, let's auto strut this to heaviest parts. we definitely want to auto strut this bad boy to heaviest parts. More auto struts this thing to heaviest parts. Yes, please. Alright, that looks very reasonable. Actually, you know what? Since we are going to be using auto struts, I think we should have like a wider base. I'm gonna use more of these bigger fuel tanks. Just gotta remember to set them to liquid hydrogen type. Okay, and now we're just gonna spam a bunch of them like that. There we go. And that's gonna be our lower stage. Actually, you know what? I mean, if we're doing this, we might as well commit to it. Primetime vehicle design. What planet are you going to? More like what month are we going to? Okay, let's do a bit more auto struts here. Yeah, like that. Okay, I think that's enough auto struts to keep everything stable. It looks like we're summoning a demon, so let's turn that off because it's way too scary, to be honest. Alright, I think this is good enough. Okay, let's just reconfigure it a little bit further, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, gotta put these two here. Okay, good enough. I say we launch it. We have 6,500 meters of delta V, which is definitely enough to get to Mun. It's definitely enough to get to pretty much anywhere. Although we still have a bit more thrust to weight ratio going on. Maybe should add even more tanks. Nah, you know what? It's fine. Let's call it Mun 1, because it is a lander. I'm gonna be landing on Mun. Let's delete the previous one. Okay, let's check that we have everything set in place. Oxygen, 4 days, check. Water, perpetual, check. Food, check. Liquid hydrogen. That's not gonna last for very long. Hydrogen, check. Oxygen, check. Okay, stress, fine. Oh, we don't have an antenna. Do we need one though? Do we even have an antenna that's... we can have this antenna. We can almost punch back. So, let's put it somewhere here. Why not? Alright, I think we are good to go. And I feel like for this stream, this is gonna be the final mission. Because we are at like 1.5 hours. Remember when I said we're gonna limit the streams to 1.5 hours? I lied. Alright, let's launch this absolute beast of a rocket into space. Lunar landing. Okay. On we go. A bit of a heavy start, but not as heavy as the lazy baguette. Still within reason. And look at that. I absolutely... Let me aim the camera a little better here. Look at that. I absolutely love the visual effects for these liquid hydrogen engines. They are so beautiful. Really cool. Just absolutely incredible. Actually, the smaller engines also look really, really well. Pretty much all of them look absolutely incredible. But I really like these like compression points. I don't remember how they're called. Never do. But yeah, I like that they modeled that. It's very realistic. Oh, we forgot about fins. We forgot about fins, damn it. We're losing control. Oh, that's not good. That is not good. Well, hopefully we're flying slow enough that we can use our engine to compensate. And look at that. When we start transitioning to space, the animation changes to a different one. So yeah, waterfall is an absolutely insane mod. Okay, I think we're gonna be fine. But yeah, that lower stage is weird. But we use a liquid hydrogen engine. We can give ourselves that. Oh shit. Can I please what is going on? Oh, because I hate the camera. Does anybody know how can I focus on the craft without reverting back? Because, like... Oh, damn it. You know what? Let's revert back. We gotta add the fence, otherwise it's just gonna be pretty much the same vehicle. Because, like, I accidentally aimed the camera. Well, not accidentally, purposefully, but, like, when I staged the vehicle, it did not switch view. That's something. Oh god. Well, 'tis what it is. The Space Dinos is reporting into 2 chats simultaneously. What an absolute mess. Alright, well, now that we know that it's not gonna crash, we can look a little bit more. But yeah, gonna have to switch view. Let me just pin the command pod here so that we can aim the camera later. I just want to watch the transition from one animation to a different one again, because it is pretty cool. Like I said, we're trying to make a good faith effort not to revert back, but like that was yeah, that was not very good. Oh, the problem now is that we are tilting too hard, because we do have fins and they do give us stability, but the problem is that we're turning a little bit too hard right now. We do have a decent thrust to weight ratio, so it should be fine. Okay. Not gonna comment too much right now, because I am a bit worried about the launch going on. Damn it, why does it always has to be these weird launches? Why can't I just build proper rockets so that I don't have to worry about stuff mid-flight? Why does it always has to be like some weird design choice? Well, I mean, I know why. This is like more fun this way. And I also do not have a ton of time to test the vehicle design over and over again, but whatever. I think this should be fine, because we do have a ton of extra delta V, and even though our ascent path is suboptimal at best, I think it's still going to be fine. Alright. Yeah, man. I am losing a little bit of concentration pretty much at 1.5 hour time point, but we decided to make this one mission. That was a mistake. Should have said next stream, but I really like this. I really like streaming. It is really fun. Okay, so we will keep burning not the most optimal ascent path, but it's good enough. Although I'm not going to be time warping for sure. Because I really don't want to flip over. Look from cockpit a little bit. Okay, you know what? Let's transition to prograde. Let's burn a little more. Okay. So we have brought our apoapsis to about 79,000, which is definitely good enough. We'll time warp till we are near our apoapsis. Yeah, sunrise in space, we're gonna have a lot of those. And let's go ahead and circularize here. We do have a very good thrust to weight ratio, so there's that. And I mean, even if we're not gonna be able to land on the Mun, we still will be able to do some orbital science near Mun. That is like 100%. So this mission will be a success either way. Although I don't understand, why is it wobbling like that? That is annoying as hell. Okay, let's time warp a little bit. Because I do want to circularize as efficiently as possible. Because even though we have a lot of Delta V, it's always a good idea to try to be as efficient as possible. Although I am kind of suspicious if we will have enough to land on the Mun on this go. But we can always do orbital science. I mean, you know what? Let's actually take this thing and do a forced run of radiation scan. Why? Because we need to complete the contract for getting science from Kerbin's orbit, and that is something that we can do by making a forced run, I think. We just need to activate our antenna. I forgot where is it? Where's our antenna? Oh, it got ripped off. Damn it. Whatever. I guess we'll collect it back when we return. Sure, whatever. Everything went wrong. Now let's just time warp a little bit and try to get into a nice orbit around Mun. Start our engines. We will use... Yeah, we're definitely not going to be able to land. You can already see this. We will be able to go into orbit. That's not really hard. Just not land. But we will still do a bunch of contracts, get that money, and do a better job next time. Maybe with slightly more advanced technologies? Question mark. Okay, let's time warp now. Again, we will get a bit more science, a bit more pretty much everything. Mostly science. But also a little bit more money so that we can make a proper rocket design, especially like the lower stage. That was abysmal on our current design. We can definitely do a lot better. And look at that. It is... Oh, no, it's actually... Oh, no, we're still clipping through. Yeah, let's put ourselves into an actual suborbital flight and not a subsurface flight. Okay, like that. Good enough. Yeah, that was actually really, really close for, like, blind intercept. Okay, so let's do some science. We can definitely do material study, Mon space high. Definitely do that. That's gonna give us a lot of science for sure. Got our telemetry report, got our lot of other stuff. Alright. We have collected our material study Mon space high. Let's stop that lower one. And let's start this one. When we get to space low. We will get to space low, right? Because I need to collect that science. Yes, we will. Great. Although I'm starting to feel like we might not be able to collect all of it on this run. So we might have to orbit it, the Mon, just so that we will be able to do another loop. I mean, we do have a lot of electricity, a lot of, pretty much all of the resources. Except, electricity is actually, we don't have a lot of electricity. What is using so much electricity? Oh, it's the experiments. Yeah, the experiments are pretty bad in terms of electricity. Okay, let's turn off the fuel cell for now. And let's circularize. I actually have no idea why I turned it off. I thought that the engines produce electricity, but they don't. Okay, get ourselves into a nice orbit. Turn the fuel cell back on, because it doesn't do much. Okay, yeah, let's just finish this science report. Maybe we will have to do another loop. Pretty much, for sure, we will have to do another loop. But it is not a problem. I'm just hoping we will finish everything in the second loop. No, we... Yeah, okay. All of the science has been completed. So what we do now is we transfer all of the data here, including the samples, and we detach this decoupler. Oh, I forgot the mystery goo containment. Damn it. We also need to do mystery goo observations. God damn it. Okay. I guess we will have to do another loop with the mystery goo, because we have to collect all of that. Okay. Collect all of the science down low, because that's also quite a lot of science, actually. Just like science near Mon is pretty impressive in terms of overall yields. Okay, collect all of it that we can. Okay, now we can definitely eject this thing. Nice, nice, very nice. And now let's just burn out of Mon's orbit. We will burn on our next loop. We will start burning around here, I think. Yeah, that looks good enough. I mean, I have played KSP a lot, so, like, again, I do have a bit of an internal computer in terms of guessing when to burn to maximize the efficiency. Yeah, that looks good enough. gonna transition, and hopefully we will be in a highly elliptical orbit around Kerbin, and yes, we are. Actually, almost perfect orbit. We will need to burn just a little bit to bring our apoapsis a little bit higher, because I don't want to accelerate too hard there. And we still have a bunch of fuel, because, you know, we were supposed to land on one. We did not, but whatever. Alright, definitely want a quick save here. Because I definitely don't want to die right now because of some stupid time warp issue. That's gonna be annoying. Okay. Let's start all of the engines here. Really. And just try to decelerate as much as we possibly can. Drop fuel tanks. Camera having slight seizures. That is not too horrible. We do have a heat shield this time, so I'm not too worried, but I still want to retro burn a little bit just to be able to save a little bit of extra stress. For some reason, Jebediah is having a weird preview window. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna fix right now. But it is what it is. Okay, let's time warp a little bit here. It's like pretty much what we have seen many, many times before. Actually, look just how aerodynamic this shape is. Because, like, we're at 28,000 meters, we are retro-burning, and we're still going 1,000 meters a second. And even if I turn the engine off, it doesn't really decelerate. However, if I stage the vehicle, look at how hard it starts decelerating. Like, just how aerodynamic that engine is. That is, like, scary. Either way, let's slow down, decelerate, and hopefully have a nice landing. So we have collected a lot of science and a lot of samples. So there's that. I'm gonna consider this mission a success, especially since we will be able to complete a bunch of contracts. Transmit or recover scientific data from space around Kerbin, that we probably will be able to do. We'll probably be able to do the transmit from the... Oh, it's from the surface of the mine. Damn it. Well... I mean... We'll be able to do something. We can always sell science. That's an option. It's a pretty dumb option, but it is available. And in case we run too low on funds, that's gonna be something that we can do. But I don't think it'll come to that. I think we're gonna have a bunch of contracts that we can do to get more money. Well, with the hard settings, it was inevitable that we're gonna have to do some hard contracts to get more money. That's just the thing. Name of the game. Alright, we got 90 science points from that. That is impressive. And we got a contract from science. Can I cheat this contract? Cause like, that's literally what we did just now. Like, is it ethical to just cheat this contract, because that's exactly what we have done right now. Damn it. Ah, that's annoying. Okay, but we can research a bunch of interesting stuff. We can definitely research miniaturization, which will give us the docking ports. Hopefully also giving us a bunch more contracts. Or we could research Airstream Protective Shell, which will allow us to build satellites. And honestly, I think satellites are a more interesting option right now, because they will allow us to make much more efficient missions towards Mun, towards Minmus. And they will also allow us to build this kind of internet thing that we have to do. And that's gonna give us a lot of money if we can do that. That'll give us pretty much all the money that we want. You know what? I think I'm gonna think about this for some time, consider my options, but for today, I think this was good enough. I think we did a mission to the Mun. We have progressed quite significantly, and you know what? Let's call it a day for now. So thank you very much for joining, and I'll see you next weekend, I guess. Bye.